Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, live from Harlem in New York City. That's where we are. This is the Ramble, and I'm Alex Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to rock and roll. It's rock and roll Larry Bubbles Brown.
A rock and roll Christmas.
How are you, Larry?
Getting through the holidays.
Getting through them, yeah. I think, I like Thanksgiving, okay? It's one of my favorite holidays.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because it's, there's no pressure going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, all you got to do, the only pressure is you got to eat, The only problem is you got to also be there with members of your family, and some of which you can't stand.
Exactly.
But what did you do for Thanksgiving?
I stayed here alone.
Oh, really? Oh, well,
yeah.
That's wonderful that you were able to do that,
I tried to write a little. That's about it. So.
Do you actually write out jokes?
I try to come up with things, but it's very hard.
But you don't write for, writing's sake, what's his name? Like Will Durst would do, for instance.
No, he, I think, tries to write every day and come up with stuff.
So, but you write, you write for the sake of writing, don't you? I mean, you write jokes.
I would like to get new material, but it just seems impossible.
Well, let's work on some new material right here.
Well, they say, after, I think, I read that your creative abilities at 60 practically go to zero.
Mine kept going till I was about maybe 80. And then I've just come up with no new ideas. What happens is you work on old patterns. Okay.
Right. You can't get out of those patterns.
Well, I mean, you the kind of jokes you were writing a few years ago are probably the kind of jokes you're going to write now.
And I wanted to get away from that, but it's tough.
It's really tough. It's tough to do. I find that, I invented a couple of things in the last couple of years, like the idea of the citizen panel, which was getting a group of people together and talking. But now everybody does that, So it's not really new. But a few years ago, I invented the podcast, So, and people, when I say that, they go, "Oh no, you couldn't have done that. You couldn't have created it." But I can prove it. Okay, so, I mean, but all those different ideas of thinking outside the box, you do best when you're younger.
Right. I think they said your creative abilities peak at 26.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go look at a comedian I've known for years and see what they're doing now. It's nothing new.
Right.
Larry, what's his name? Bob Rubin, I saw a special he did. It was all the old material. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you didn't come up with anything new over the last couple of years? I mean, there were a few new things here and there, But, I mean, you do stop getting new ideas. And it's very hard to come up with them, So, anyway, the best new idea I came up with was talking with you. So.
That was a good one, and I was very proud to find out, we'll be seeing each other soon.
Oh, yes, we will be seeing each other soon. We're going to be doing a show, which you
I suggested, and
you not only suggested, you kept nagging me
right
over the years to do a show in San Francisco. And I don't know, how did you know? Did you know these people existed? Did you talk to them? Were they the ones that got the idea?
No, I pitched it to the Sketchfest people.
Mm-hmm.
And they and you, I think they were both a little concerned, could we sell this out? And I was just saying, and I turned out to be right, from all the people that come up to me after shows and ask about you, I was absolutely sure it would sell out. And it did quite quickly with virtually no promotion.
They were, see, that's how much they think of me.
Yeah.
They get in and say, we can get Alex Bennett. Maybe that's a good idea. After all these years, people want to see what he looks like and, hear about all the inside stories and blah, 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 blah. And you would think they would think that was a good idea without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then they thought about it. Now you want to hear the latest? I just got word. They want to do a second show.
Wow.
Like, they never thought of that. They put me in a small venue, right? Well,
it's a pretty good-sized venue, but it's...
It's a good-sized venue. I think they have bigger venues.
They do. Yeah, this one seats, I think, 400.
Yeah, we sold out 400. So we could sell out probably a show right after it, and they're willing to pay everybody exactly what they paid them the first time. And, give them an extra day at a hotel and blah, 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 So, anyway, but it almost makes me want to say, you see, you idiot, moron, jerks, because I don't like the Sketch Fest that much, I don't, because to begin with, let me explain to people, in case they don't know, when I did shows in San Francisco, I produced them.
Right.
Or my business manager also helped get them together, and he wrote out the checks and everything like that. But we were pretty much our own business, okay? Well, in this case, I've been hired to do this, and that, I haven't had to do that very often.
Yeah, it's much better when you do it on your own.
When I do it on my own. And so, consequently, I don't have control over anything. They go, would you, how many comps do we have? You only have 10 comps. Well,
yeah, that was really low.
Me, I would comp a whole bunch of people that I knew, I guess I get to comp a bunch of people now, and I can bring them in, but, it took a while. But we'll see. We'll see if you do another show, and I think probably...
Slayton would whine, but
Slayton will whine. He'll. How much more am I going to get?
There's nothing easy with Bobby.
Can I get 2 years at the hotel now? Because the latest thing was I was going to hire some people to video the proceedings, right? Just so we all have a copy of it, and also I was going to put it up on my website. Well. Slayton doesn't want to do that, His manager says that he shouldn't have you record his act or whatever. But now he's willing to do an audio recording of it. So he's always playing this stuff. And then I know he'll show up and go, so are you videotaping this?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But always complain. He complains more than anyone I know now.
Well, I have to tell Len LaFrisco, who's putting this whole thing together for me, that don't let it bother you. That's Bobby.
Exactly.
I've had to put up with that for years. And it's one of the lovable qualities about Bobby Slayton. And a lot of people out there are going, "Who's Bobby Slayton?" He's another comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Much like this,
and a great one,
and one of the greatest. I mean, I think he's the best stand-up that ever was.
That's what Chris Rock said.
Yeah, did Chris Rock say that?
He said he's the best club comic.
Best club comic, and you know something? That's something we're losing because club comics then become auditorium comics.
And then they become arena comics.
Huh?
And then they become arena comics, and they 20,000 people, which is
not
good for stand-up.
And of course you're a marina comic.
Yeah, true.
Marina is where he lives, near the marina. You live in Cow Hollow.
I think it's called Cow Hollow. It's really annoying, but
How did it get that name? Do we know?
There used to be cows here,
and there used to be a hollow there, I guess.
Whatever a hollow is, I never figured that out. So.
Well, in the South, like in I don't know, Tennessee or places like that, they call them hollers.
Right.
And they're basically just dips in the ground where people live, So, yeah, what the hell? So you're looking forward to the show then? See, I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't know. So they wanted you to do another one, huh? So.
Yeah.
When were they going to do it?
We have to get a hold of everybody if they'll do it. Lori. Well, it isn't going to be on another night. I think it's going to be right after that one. If it's going to be another night, forget it. I can't do it because Lori's got to get down to Brazil or wherever, and Slayton will gripe, and who knows if Durst could do another show. He probably would want to. Okay, Question is, physically, can he? I mean, I don't know what his physical liabilities. Oh, I got to bring the audience into this. Will Durst is a political comic, good one, really good one. One of the few really out there now. And he had a stroke about 6 years ago. Would that be fair to say?
October of 2019.
Yeah, so that would be 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And he has not completely recovered from that, but he's getting better. And he thinks that in time for my show, he's going to be able to actually walk on stage. That would be amazing. Maybe with the help of, a cane or something like that. But then again, I'm going to have a cane when I walk on stage. So, we're all a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So he, it's a question of how much stability he has to do two shows. So these are all questions we got to get the answers to before we say, okay, we'll do it. But those idiots over at Sketchfest, they should have just said, hey, let's hold the show afterwards for Alex so we can do a second show. And because
I told them, I said they're going to sell out, and they said, well, I don't know.
Yeah, we sold out in 8 days.
Yeah, well, it was, I think the first 2 days where they had sold almost 300 tickets. So.
Yeah. So, and as for a second show, I think we might be able to sell it out on the basis that the first show sold out.
Well, there's a ton of comments on Facebook now about I can't get tickets. Is there going to be another show?
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll, I just think it's hilarious. I'll tell you, what bothers me about all this, though? When I did shows, and I can't remember what we did about this, but we did them like the Great American Music Hall a lot. And we knew the guy that owned the place and all of that, so it was a very happy business. And we were able to establish what the price was. And in those days, I tried to keep them reasonable. I wanted my audience to be able to get good entertainment at a reasonable price. And I paid you guys all pretty good, And it was a kind of a perfect deal all the way around. Now, I don't remember, though, if there was a 2-drink minimum. I don't think there was.
I don't think there was either, no.
What bothers me are two things. The 2-drink minimum bothers me.
That always bothers me.
It bothers me because, as someone who's not too terribly fond of liquor personally, I don't like to see people have to have 2 drinks. Oh, well, they can have Coca-Cola. Well, that's fine. What, a $15 Coca-Cola? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it just bothers me because what you're saying is it's 2-drink minimum so we can get you snockered up enough that you have to drive home. And are we then responsible if they have an accident because you had a 2-drink minimum? I just don't like the idea of a 2-drink minimum. If they say to people, you want to buy some drinks, most people are going to say yes, something.
Most people do, so I just forcing it on them makes me really uncomfortable.
Yes. A lot of comedy clubs, people don't know this, a lot of comedy clubs used to go around handing out what they called twofers. These were tickets, 2 for, and what was it, like for 2 people or something? And you got in.
They had when it got bad, they had like 10 for one. So
yeah, but you got in for free. Okay.
You got in for free because you'd be drinking.
Because you'd be drinking, and they would have a 2-drink minimum. So they were doing it for that. So, it's. But I just don't. It makes me feel uncomfortable. The other thing is, of course, all tickets had to be bought through Ticketmaster, and that's the biggest gyp outfit in the business.
For sure, yeah.
Because now they've paid for a ticket at the cheapest $37.50, right? Mm-hmm. Now they got a 2-drink minimum. How much is that going to cost them?
That's at least bottom would be $15.
What, for 2 drinks?
For 2 Cokes, yeah.
For 2 but for 2 drinks, they're going to no, they're probably going to be more.
For alcohol, it'll be like twice that.
Yeah, it'll probably be like another $30. All right.
You're up to almost 60. 70.
Yeah, and then doesn't Ticketmaster charge a surcharge for their service?
I think so. Although there were so many bands that got sick of them that they refused to use them. So.
Yeah, but I think this one is using Ticketmaster. Okay. So now you got a Ticketmaster charge. Now, when you're all finished here, you've spent almost $100. To see my show for one person.
Yeah.
I'm telling you folks right now, it ain't worth it. Okay? Because now what I have to do is I have to go up there and in 90 minutes make them feel they're getting their $100 worth.
Yeah, we're more like a $35 show, I'd say.
We're more like a $10 show, I mean, you're going to get up, I'm going to have you do like 10 minutes. I'm going to have Slate maybe do 15, maybe Durst do 15. If Slayton wants to even do his act at all, So everybody does a little bit of time. Then we sit around and we talk. We'll do it like we normally do, riff off each other, okay? And then we'll ask questions from the audience.
A little Q&A.
And then your hour and a half is over with, and there goes your $100.
Yeah.
I want to make it worth it for them, and I don't want to disappoint them. My biggest fear is disappointing them,
Oh, I think they'll be very happy.
I mean, my first line in the show, I've already figured it out. I'm going to say to people, hey, I know what you're saying right now. You're looking at the other person and looking at me and saying, do I look that bad? It's been what, 27 years since we left Live 105? I mean, people think it's just like yesterday, But and then I look at who's coming. A lot of my ex-girlfriends are coming.
Really?
Yeah, the women I went out with, once or twice. And I'm going, geez, almighty, everybody's showing up for this thing. But then I get calls from people who want to come because they can't get tickets, who are close friends of mine, and there's no way I can accommodate them. So maybe we'll get another 10 seats, okay?
Yeah. Well, it won't be the first time you've been in this room either. So
only time oddly enough, I played it. There was some show I did there.
You did Comedy Tonight?
Well, I did Comedy Tonight there, but then I did another show there. It was like a one-nighter, and I can't remember what it was. This is a Cobb's Comedy Club. Mm-hmm. And at that time, it used to be called Wolfgang's, and I think when I did Comedy Tonight, it was Wolfgang's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we did that for about 5 years, 4 years, something like that.
A good run.
Well, they then replaced me with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I said it took Whoopi Goldberg to replace me. All right, so, and I'm happy for her. I'm glad she got the job. She's a nice woman, by the way. I should mention to everybody.
Very wealthy.
I would say she's done okay. She's worked rather consistently, and of course she's got that that view, which is she's been on forever. So
yeah, she made a fortune off Hollywood Square.
Well, you know what she also made a fortune off of? You forget this. Star Trek. She did Star Trek: The Next Generation. She ran the bar on the Enterprise. Yeah. And people said, why is she doing that? And I went, watch. And then about 10 years later, I'm going, they're still running it. Mm-hmm. She's still getting residuals. That was the smartest thing she ever did. She started making movies and stuff like that. But I don't think the money she made making movies eclipsed what she made doing Star Trek. So very smart, very smart.
Yeah.
So what's new in the wonderful world of Larry Bubbles Brown?
Nothing exciting. I'm just falling apart physically, but.
Why? What do you mean you're falling apart physically?
Well, now I need a root canal. My teeth are starting to go, I guess.
Yeah, well, welcome to the club. I think every one of my teeth has a root canal in it,
Yeah, I've heard things that people think root canals are really bad for you, too, so I don't know. But
what are you going to do? You can't do anything else. You've got to somehow stop the pain.
You could pull the tooth.
Well, you could pull the tooth, but then your other teeth will move in together, so then you have to buy yourself a what do you call it, an implant. And do you have any idea what an implant costs?
About $5,000.
Well, close to $5,000, more like $4,500.
Why don't they have something better?
Huh?
Couldn't they come up with something better? Christ.
That's better, although, you know what I'm told about the history of the the implant? Do you know who first did the implant? Tribes on islands in the Pacific. What they used to do is they would take a stick or whatever and pound it into the jaw.
Oh, God.
And then they would add a false tooth to it. They would make up a little false tooth and add it to that. And that's an old thing. It's been going on for centuries. But now they've got it down to a science. So, but, so you go get the root canal. Big deal. The only thing bad about a root canal is it's just a pain in the ass.
Very expensive.
It can be as expensive almost as if you pulled a tooth and then you got an implant. It would cost you. Well, this will cost you maybe around $2,500, something like that. What's the price? Did they give you a price?
They won't give me a price, but I've heard between 2 and 3.
Wait a minute. Here's the other thing I don't get. Why don't they give you a price?
It's very annoying.
It is annoying. It happens to me all the time. They go, oh, okay, you need a root canal. Boom, 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 boom. And they never say, oh, by the way, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. They just do it. And now,
it shouldn't be legal. They should have to disclose the cost.
Exactly. But they don't. And what are you going to say? No, because right now you've got a toothache. Do you have a toothache, by the way?
No.
Then why do they have to do a root canal?
I felt there's a little pressure in the gum line where I'd had a crown a couple of years ago, and now they say, now you need a root canal. So.
I don't understand it. These guys look in your mouth, and all they see are yachts and homes and,
Yeah, maybe I should just ignore it.
Well, I don't know if you should ignore it because you don't want it to get too bad. But, how bad can it get? At the point in which it's hurting, if it's not hurting yet, I wouldn't get it done. Just because they say, oh, they're on the gum line, you need that, so you better do a root canal.
Yeah.
Well, why can't you do something there? Anyway, I just looked at the clock. We're running out of time. Boy, this went by fast.
It did, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, well, Larry Bubbles Brown, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you next week,
well,
right?
I'll see you in person soon.
Well, also that's a couple of months from now.
Yeah.
But anyway, take care, Larry.
You too.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome. It's Friday, and again, this has been a horrible week. We only got a couple of people waiting to go on. I don't get that. All right. But anyway, last night we only had like 3 people, and tonight we only got 2 waiting. And who knows? I'm beginning to wonder: should I be doing the Ramble? Should I just do the Monday show and a couple of other little special things, and call it quits? But anyway, just looking over here. I went over to Google. We're on YouTube. Oh, that's Google Ads. I don't get that. Oh, YouTube promotion. Okay. And they said, you want to spend, $200 and get so much coverage to get advertising for your site? And I figured, what the hell? I've got the FU money. Why not do that? So I went and signed up for it. I said, only give me $100 worth. All right. And then they say your ad is impacted by a Google Ads policy. And I have no idea what they're talking about, because when am I here? This is Google. This is me. This is just the show we do. It's not a dirty, filthy show. Most of the time, it's a completely clean show to do. And in fact, the show that I asked it to, I just wanted everything I do to be advertised, whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I don't get it. But I'm beginning to give up on this. And the other thing I'm beginning to give up on is GoDaddy. Because the problem with GoDaddy has been, all of a sudden, I can get my email at alex@gabnet.com, but I can't send it through there. And so I called them last night, and they said, we'll put in a ticket for it, and you'll hear from us back in about 24 hours. And I haven't heard from them. But if I need to reply to a letter, I can do it on one of my other accounts. But, it's just a pain in the ass. All these things are a pain in the ass. I'm tired of my life being one big, yes, you got it, pain in the ass. So anyway, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? Who are we going to talk to? I think we'll go and talk to our people who are waiting here. Let me see here. If I go here and I go to Zoom, first of all, I must allow Zoom to let people onto Zoom. Let me see here. Where are we going? Where are we? Where do I go? I'm trying to figure this out. How do I bring people in? Oh, what am I doing? I'm just so out of it that I don't understand any of this anymore. What has happened to me? Let me just take a moment and just think here. How do I let people in? Oh, there we go, of course. It's down below. All righty, here we go. I know how to do this now. All right? Okay, there they go. Ladies and gentlemen, there is our citizen panel starting. We've got. I know it's just I'm so out of it these days that it's ridiculous. I'm just trying to, But then again, during the day I'm in better shape, so maybe I should do the show during the day, huh? Anyway, hello Charlie. You look a little tired tonight.
Yeah. I worked pretty hard last night. I was 45 degrees. I was out there umpiring 4 games.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's why we didn't have you there last night.
Yeah.
And hello to Josh. How are you, Josh?
I'm good, thank you.
He's good. Thank you. And there's Len LaFrisco. Hello, Len.
Well, I'm tired of hearing you bitch that nobody shows up, so here I am.
Oh, so here you are. Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Lynn.
Good. Good. And how are you doing, Len? How are we doing, Len?
Yeah, good. I got nothing for you other than, yeah, we're going to have to start talking about what you want to do during the show, but
Yeah.
other than that,
Yeah.
we're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
How do we get our money for the show is what I'm trying to figure out.
I have no idea. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
It's weird. It's really weird.
I guess, will it be after that? You know, that's actually a really good question. When do we get the money? Because we're going to have to pay comics. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should ask my business manager if at least he's willing to help you on that end of it, you know.
Yeah, well, let me see what I find
Because he
out.
might
If
have
I
to
do-
write out some checks or do something, you know. But anyway. Yeah. But it's not my show. So if I were doing my show, I'd know how I'd pay everybody, you
Of
know.
course.
And I know how I'd handle it, but
And I know you're worried about entertaining people for 90 minutes. The group that we're going to have there, I think, are going to be
well,
people
no.
that
Here's
don't-
the thing. Here's the thing I'm worried about. Okay, is that it's only an hour and a half show, which is I wish it could be longer. I think it should be longer, but be that as it may, that's what it is. Okay, so now people are spending what $37.50.
$35 for the minimum. There was there were 10 seats or whatever. There were like 50 something bucks. I don't know. So.
Yeah, and then you got you've got the 2-drink minimum and whatever. So really, people are expecting maybe a lot. I don't know how much they're expecting, but I hope I can deliver. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
A couple is going to be $150 for sure. I mean, easily.
What, a couple? Yeah.
A couple, yeah, at least. Yeah.
And I want to give them their money's worth. And I don't know if at my age I can give them their money's worth.
People are coming to see. If I was not involved with this thing at all and I paid to see what you're going to do, I'd be very happy. Just seeing you and seeing Slade.
Oh, see me crawl on stage?
Yeah, whatever. If you can stand upright, that's half the show. Right?
Well, that's half of surviving show business, right, Ray? Is just continuing to stand up.
Yeah, just make sure there's sound coming out of your mouth. You could sing some songs.
Oh, really? Well, I can actually because we're going to have a band there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing When the Shark Bites.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
Is Buddy Love's not coming, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, well, cool. You guys will be great.
Turn your microphone down a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
You're over
Modulated.
Is that better?
No. Lower.
Oh, whoops. I did it the wrong way. Is that better?
Oh, that's
There
much
you go.
better. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know. I must have turned it by accident.
No, Buddy's going to be there. He's going to.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's going to be you and Buddy
And Slayton and Will Durst
Durst.
You know.
It's going to be great.
and Bubbles.
And
Bubbles.
Bubs.
Yeah, Bubbles. Is very
That's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
All you got to do is have conversations. It's going to be funny. Sing a song with Buddy. Oh, my God.
right.
People will love hearing that because you used to do it
I
on the
don't know if
radio.
I can sing anymore. I haven't tried it in years.
We'll just practice a few times.
And I don't know if anybody ever enjoyed me singing particularly,
Yes, they did.
I mean, it was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, but it was fun to listen to you guys singing. It was fun. It was different.
It's going to be fun to have Lori there, too. My God, when was the last time you saw Lori?
Lori's gonna
The
be
last time I saw Lori, God, I think was in San Francisco when I went and got my was inaugurated into the Hall of Fame, and she came out for that,
Nice.
and we hung out.
She is such a sweetheart. What a
Oh,
nice
she
young lady.
is. Yeah, she's great. She's just great, and you've had to deal with her personally, so
I have. She's fabulous.
yeah,
And she's great with the audience, getting people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to
involved
once
in-
again say what a wonderful job Len has been doing. I mean, it's impossible to even give you an idea of how much of a weight he's taken off my shoulders. Because I don't, to begin with, see, I've got a 90-year-old business manager who used to book all these shows and do everything, right? But he's 90, and I don't want to put that on him. Okay, and so I didn't know if I was going to do the show because I didn't have the bandwidth to do it either. And then he came along and said, "Well, I'll do it for you." And I went, "Well, it couldn't hurt." And before I know it, he's like taking the reins of the whole thing. He's like the boss of the show.
Yeah, don't fucking piss me off.
I know you'll fire me.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, so how are we all doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'd like to bring up something tonight, which is partially it enters into the realm of the big orange carrot that we call the President of the United States, but it doesn't really, but it does. Let me explain. Last night, the news came through that the big argument that's been going on for a while now about who is going to be able to buy HBO, or for the most part, Warner Brothers and the whole HBO thing. And it'd be Warner Brothers Pictures and all the movies they had and all the TV shows they had. And it was, let's see here, 3 companies were going up for it. Comcast was going for it. And then over at Paramount, those ugly bastards who bought Paramount wanted to bid for it. And then that's David Ellison and his father, who's Harlan Ellison. No. Huh? Yeah, you got the joke.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were going for it. And then Netflix. And Paramount did not want Netflix to get it. They were arguing and screaming and yelling. Finally, yesterday, last night, it was announced by, not HBO, but by Warner Brothers Discovery that the whole Warner Brothers thing was going to be sold to Netflix. Yeah. Which is, I think, terrific, personally. Because I think that they're the one, out of all the people that were there, the one that had the best idea of, and respected the material that was going to be available to them, and would, we pretty well take care of it, okay? Well, now, of course, Paramount is yelling and screaming. But part of the thing that went on in the last week coming up to this was that I can't remember what part of the government said it, but they said, "Oh, well, this is possible antitrust if Netflix gets it."
Why?
And I'm thinking, why? I'm thinking to myself,
they dominate the streaming.
Well, no, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. They only dominate the streaming because people like the product they have more than any of the others, but they don't own anything else but Netflix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you've got Paramount. What would that be but antitrust if you consider Netflix to be antitrust?
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying what the argument was.
What the argument was?
Well, that they would have be approaching a monopoly.
Yeah, well, I don't think they are.
No.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, how would it be a monopoly?
I agree with you. I'm just saying that the people there are people who are saying they'd have an unfair advantage in that market. But I'm not saying that I think that.
Well, I think that part of the thing that Netflix has to do, and I think they would have to guarantee people that they wouldn't do anything less, is that they should determine that maybe because it's HBO and it's Warner Brothers, basically it's Warner Brothers, that they should say, okay, we're still not going to close down HBO. We're going to have it as its own entity. And then in that way, they're not suddenly saying we're going to, tell everybody they have to come over to Netflix in order to get all these movies and everything. And then
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
would be a good.
I don't think it would approach antitrust. You know
I
anything?
agree.
Josh, do you know anything about antitrust?
I mean, I know a fair amount. I mean, enough. I know that. I don't. I mean, if you think that make the argument that the Netflix would have an issue with that, I think I could kind of understand that, but only in the realm that the other two people that were also trying to buy the company, they would have the same problem, specifically Paramount, who just bought someone else, and had a hard time sneaking that one through. They basically had to pay Trump uh, cash money and call it a 60 minutes
Yep.
settlement or whatever,
Yeah.
So
But
I don't know how they wouldn't have the same problem.
well, also, I mean, Paramount is a movie company that for years has been in movies. You know,
Right.
then you go over to Comcast with NBC and so on, and they've got Universal. They own movies.
Yeah.
You know, so how is this necessarily outside of the fact that Netflix is the most watched streaming service in the business, which they can't help. They just did a good job of it.
Yeah, because a lot of times with antitrust, like the main argument that is made isn't always necessarily about how much you own, but it is about how your ownership of that would affect like customer pricing and competition. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so if you've got one listening doesn't think I'm explaining it very well, I'm just saying a lot of times those are the arguments that I think are more central. But to me, like in Netflix's case, they're currently, they're cheaper than several other of the platforms
Not
that
really.
I have
Not really.
already.
You-
Well, I pay more money for two or three other things than I do for them.
well, because they
so
offer lower
they-
tier. They offer lower tier stuff. If you want to get
I have
the
the
top,
best one or whatever.
well, if you do, you have a high def version of because that would take you up to about $19 a month, and I don't know of anybody else
I think
that
that's about
charges
what we
that.
pay. Yeah,
But nobody else
that's probably
charges
about
that.
what I pay. But I pay, because I get the HBO Max with the Hulu and something else. That's like $30 that I pay. So that's more. Paramount alone, I pay like $14. So it's not, too much difference. So I've got another one that's, I think Apple's really been the cheapest one that I have,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I don't see anything there that would make it where it's just like Netflix could immediately say, oh, this is going to be $50, and if consumers didn't like it, they would have nowhere else to turn because they're just not going to be able to do that.
Well, they
I don't
could,
see
they could basically say, okay, we're going to do this whole thing, and we're going to charge you more for Netflix because we're folding
Well,
all
sure.
the Warner Brothers stuff into that.
Yep.
That would be a big problem, and I don't think they'd want to do it either because I don't think they'd want to raise
Right.
their prices out of range. So why not just keep HBO in business and just own that? And then maybe
They
if you
may
want to
do
put
that.
some movies that are Warner Brothers on Netflix, you can do it. You can run some
Yeah.
old TV shows that Netflix had. That
Yeah, and it would just it centralize or like expand their catalog and things. Like I said, I don't know what will happen, but like my HBO Max, I get as part of my Hulu package. So now I assume in a few months I'll get some damn email that says I got to change that around or whatever, and then it'll move to Netflix or whatever. But more of a pain in the ass than anything for consumers for a while. But I don't think that it will make the pricing be to the point where consumers are going to be able or not be able, but like have to pay more than they should have because there's no competition, because they're not buying not really like another streaming service, right? Like Warner Brothers is a movie company, and HBO Max, HBO is always traditionally been like a cable satellite company channel that also offers streaming. So I'm just saying it would be a little bit different if Netflix were buying perhaps Paramount, maybe, or something. In my opinion, I guess. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. We
Yeah.
subscribe to whatever to watch whatever. But I mean, I don't think that it'll be, that big of a thing. And they will probably keep some of that legacy stuff under its own name, just like you said. I mean, that's what a lot
Well,
of
I would think that that's what they would do, and that they would also fold in some movies into there so they can add it to their movie catalog, or some
sure.
old TV shows like, True Blood, things like that, The Sopranos. But, I mean, I think they'll keep it as a separate entity, and I think that's probably what they're going to say, so what have you.
Yeah, I would think. It's just it was so funny because, like, I mean, like I said, I don't really care how it goes, but I was listening to the radio when I drive to work, and one morning I drove to work, and it was like, oh, Skydance Paramount is going to buy them, and it was a done deal or whatever. They made it sound like, and then the next day, which was today, it was no, Netflix did. So it's just the media, they don't even really know what's going on half the time, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday, I literally heard a report on my way to work yesterday that said Paramount was going to buy them. They had basically reached almost, they were very, very close to an agreement, and the market was reacting this way and that way, and with them, I thought, wow, Paramount's going to buy them. I was like, they basically had to bribe their way to the last acquisition that they made. I mean, that's
Right.
literally what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think anyone.
Well,
really
today they're
buys it.
griping. Today they're griping. They're bitching and moaning about this whole thing. Paramount. Because that's the way they play. They play like Trump plays, okay? And it's kind of wrong,
But I mean, they're a movie company. Like Netflix is more of a streaming company than movie. I almost see Paramount, I always have, as more of a movie company. Like traditionally, that's what they were, and like Warner Brothers is a movie company, So they just had a streaming element at Paramount, and they do some own TV shows now because they stream. But
yeah, yeah.
To me, Netflix. To me, Netflix has less of a antitrust knock against it than Paramount would have.
I would think so. But anyway, I mean, it's just they're being douches about it. Okay.
Well, they should have paid more money.
Huh? Yeah.
And then they should have paid more money.
That's exactly it. They should. But well, I think they did. I think they had actually offered more money. But I think that the people over at Netflix, or rather at Warner Brothers, felt they would be better people to take on the history of Warner Brothers and to administer that history. And that's why they did it, to protect the legacy. They didn't feel that the people at Paramount now would want that legacy, or would they, do that legacy or care about it. So, it's ridiculous.
I think, Netflix was already.
No, let Josh finish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say Netflix was already kind of like involved with some of those construction, or not construction, but like movie companies and stuff anyway. Because Netflix makes their own movies now, but when you go to watch them, a lot of times you'll see that they used someone like a Warner Brothers or whatever for the production and their studios, and Netflix didn't own their own big ass studio somewhere that I knew of and all that.
Well, they do have the.
They do have one.
You're right. They don't really have it.
Yes, they do. I've been there.
But the studios?
Yeah, it's right across the street from Paramount.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I just mean some of the movies that they put out, they've used other people.
No, they do.
They
do buy series and movies, but they also do produce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Alan.
Since you're talking about the big orange, whatever he is, FIFA today, the people that do the World Cup thing, awarded Trump with what award? Something today. Hold on just a minute.
The FIFA
Yeah, the FIFA
Peace Medal
Peace Prize. I
Yeah.
thought that was so funny.
As he's waging war on Venezuela.
And he was
Yeah.
like just fawning all over them. Thank you so much for this wonderful award. You know,
What a
Kissing
tool.
ass.
Yeah, what a
licking
tool.
butt.
Yeah.
he's a big tool, more than anybody. He's amazing. You know,
I can't believe he bought that. They made this thing up.
Yeah.
they did make it up,
Trying to
didn't
get
they?
on his good side, like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see these cabinet meetings where everyone just sits around and kisses his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
While he's
The
falling
last one, he was
asleep.
falling asleep while they were doing
Yeah.
it.
That's right. Trump falling asleep.
So weird.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I hear the LAPD riot squad is now on the street in between Paramount and Netflix to avoid missiles going from one place to the other.
But when I say they're right across the street from other, they are directly across the street. Like Paramount entrance, walk across the street, Netflix entrance.
I think they should all come down out of the Netflix building, walk over to Paramount, and give them the finger.
Yeah, really.
You know, I mean, what was terrible about this is that Ellison's father, what's his
Larry
name?
Ellison?
Larry
That's it.
Ellison. That's right. Okay, thank you so much. I'm, getting to be an old man. Okay,
Getting.
Larry Ellison and his son kind of. I'm going to sneeze. Ow! Hold on.
Oh, you got it all over the camera.
Yeah, I got it.
We've killed him.
We'll clean it there.
Yeah, no, but anyway, they are like kissing Trump's ass like crazy. So now the Justice Department is going to jump in and do an antitrust thing here and claim antitrust, but it's all because they wanted Ellison to get it, because he's their pal. Well, I'm sorry, it's horrible. You know who I also like? I got to tell you. God, I'm glad I shop at Costco.
Too.
You know?
I love Costco.
Because
too.
That CEO is great.
Huh? Hold
The
on.
CEO of that company is a good person, like unlike almost every other CEO of large
Yep.
companies.
Well, they take care of their people. But
And
anyway,
and the board was pressuring him to raise prices, and he wouldn't do it.
right. They still keep the hot dog at the same price.
Yeah.
$1.25 hot dog and a soda.
Yeah. But anyway, so the point is that they've gone after Trump, saying they're suing him now for raising the tariffs and bringing about the tariffs because it's hurting their business and a lot of other people's business, for that matter.
Amazon tried that, and it didn't turn out so well for Amazon.
Amazon tried what?
Yeah, Bezos sued Trump over the tariffs over Amazon.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
I would. I can look it up and see.
Look it up, but I read it the other day somewhere.
Well, many
business.
times you don't get it right. So, Bezos sues Trump. Bezos.
You know what's amazing? I just looked. The guy who's the CEO of Costco, his name is Ron Bacris. He started as a forklift driver at Price Club,
Oh, really?
Wow.
and it just worked his way up to CEO.
Let's see here. Bezos.
That's amazing.
Bezos.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me see here. Did he sue Trump? Oh, come on, Peek. I can't type anymore. I can't do anything anymore. Bezos sued Trump. There we go. Yes, Jeff Bezos, through Amazon, sued Trump administration over $10 billion. Jedi Pentagon. Oh, it was a cloud contract, alleging Trump's personal vendetta against Bezos influenced the decision to award it to Microsoft instead of Amazon Web Services. So that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but that was
told you so.
it was an entirely different suit, and I believe that happened many years ago. So
Okay.
You know,
And that wasn't over the tariffs.
no,
Yeah.
wasn't over the tariffs. But I'm so happy that he's suing him. They're suing him, Costco, about over the tariffs, and they're not afraid of him. When he said, "Oh, you got to get rid of DEI," they told him, "Screw you. We're not getting rid of DEI. We like having minorities and so on, and women hired here. So screw you."
And I like it when I go to Costco and I see that. I feel like people are getting opportunities.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
And people seem happy when they're working there. I mean, they have energy.
Well, they're happier than anywhere else. Okay,
Yeah.
they're
I mean,
happier.
it's hard to be happy in a job like that, like elated, but still they seem like they like working there.
Well, I've never, the thing that always, when I first started going to Costco, that kind of amazed me was how pleasant all the people were.
Yes.
It wasn't like people who hated working where they were working.
Right.
And it says something about the company.
Yep.
But it's not like anybody ever, hated working there. And they gave full medical to people, and there's all kinds of other benefits that they get that none of the other companies think about. Walmart doesn't give a shit about their people, you know. And the fact is, these companies that don't want to pay people a really good wage or have, good things like medical coverage and stuff like that, well, they don't want to do it because they don't want to spend the money. But it's costing them money. I mean, look how well Costco is done by running a rather ethical organization.
Yep.
And nobody seems to be bothered by it.
And Walmart can afford it, and all those they can afford it. It's just greed. It's absolute greed.
Well, I mean, how much profit do you need to make?
Exactly. It's greed.
To me, if you make $1 more than you spent, that's a mitzvah. But, but no, people are greedy, and it's also because they have stockholders, and they feel the stockholders, they got to make money for their stockholders.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if they show a profit, they're going to make money for their stockholders.
And it's all the expectations too. So if they make a certain profit level because they're cheating their employees, they have to keep cheating their employees because they have to keep that level of profit.
Yeah.
Whereas if Costco has a certain level and they keep meeting that level by treating people well, then they're still going to do well.
Yeah. And they also keep the prices down.
Yeah.
Nothing's marked. You know where they make their money?
No.
The memberships.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's their
right.
profit center.
It is.
They will not raise the price on
Like
any
Netflix.
goods that they have there more than 15% over what they're paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I noticed the coffee has gone up a lot, but that's because of the tariffs.
yeah, that's the tariffs.
yeah.
They can't do anything about that. I don't blame anybody who raises their prices. I mean, if I go to a restaurant and all of a sudden they're charging a great deal more than they had before, I don't blame them. I don't say, it's terrible. I understand. You've got to pay more for the goods and services you're using.
Yeah, you can't expect people to lose money selling you
No.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't expect them to either. On the other
Yeah.
hand, I just think there's something inherently, I'm going to say it, terrible about capitalism. As a way of a country operating. I mean, I always like to go back to, Mike Wallace was interviewing Deng Xiaoping back in the early days of the new Chinese government. And Deng Xiaoping was the head of it, and they interviewed him here in the United States. And he said to him, "I thought you hated capitalism." He says, "No, I don't hate capitalism. In fact, I'm doing that down in Hong Kong right now." He said, "I don't hate capitalism. It's just capitalism should benefit everybody. And when it only benefits a few, then it's wrong." And I had to agree with that. He
Well,
said,
that's why you need a mix of social programs and capitalism.
Well,
and
yeah,
and caps on with taxes and I mean, Reagan took the high taxes away from the ultra rich, right?
Yeah.
I mean, before that, they were contributing more, like they should.
Well, what happened though? They were really taxed quite high. I remember that over $1 million, you paid 90% in taxes.
Yeah, well, maybe it was too high, but he obliterated the whole thing.
Yeah.
Reaganomics.
So
They took
I mean,
away-
but
took
it's
away
just that I just think that capitalism does not benefit everybody. It only benefits a few.
In this country, that's for sure.
So I'm sorry. I've never been a big fan of capitalism per se. Well, there she is. She's sideways still. No, you got to go the other direction. There you
There
go.
we go. Woohoo. He's on the phone.
Yeah, that's Charlene, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and
Charlene.
also hello to Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Tony, look at
They
Your
look so
birthday's
much
coming up,
alike.
Alex.
Huh?
Your birthday's coming.
You really remind me of
I know
it.
yours is Shecky was first, and I know you're coming. Yeah,
I suppose you sent me a birthday gift too, Tony.
I did.
Tony, why is
you
your
sent,
background
you
all
sent
modern?
me a
all of
birthday gift, Tony?
No, I didn't send anybody anything.
Oh, well, why aren't you?
Yeah, really.
I should send you something.
What's
Want me to
what's a
surprise you
birthday
with
without
something?
getting a present from Tony?
I'll send you some. I got your address saved in my Amazon.
Oh yeah, you got my
Well,
Why
address.
don't you tell us
something to
the
read?
address?
That's from stalking me.
Well, that too, yeah. I find Alex interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to ask you too, Alex.
What were you
me and my
going to
brother
ask?
talk-
What were you going to ask me?
Funny you say about the wealth, because what about there's a lot of people who have generational wealth, which really, in my family, not us, of course, my mother's side, like my uncle's kids never have to work, Alex, but they can't do anything for themselves. So everything is like the lawyer has to dole their money out so that they don't piss it away.
If
And
I
it's like they can't do anything themselves.
if I had kids and I made really a lot of money in this business, I would still have them go out and make their own way in the world. I wouldn't give them a whole bunch of money because what that does is that that kind of handicaps them. It
But
kind
Alex, when I say they can't, like when I was working out there making proofs for the book covers, I was telling Mr. Shecky, he says, "Do they know anything about the business?" I says, "No," because he spoiled them so much.
yeah.
They would just like go see customers and take them out to eat. That was it.
That's
They
what
knew nothing
Warren
about the inner
Buffett's doing.
workings.
Warren Buffett says he's not giving any of his money to his kids.
He didn't say that, but he's giving a very small amount of it.
So
not
they kind
not
of-
enough so they can't go out and find their way in the world. All right. And that's the greatest fear I would have if I had children, is if I gave them too much money to live on. I mean, I knew one guy whose mother had a ton of money. I can't remember. And he used to live in a beautifully huge apartment here in New York City, which his mother paid for. And he got money from his mother all the time. And this guy was a wreck.
Really?
I mean, he was just, yeah, we'd all like to have that kind of thing happen to us, but the fact is, you don't want it. You don't want it to.
But like, what-
I
Like-
thought it was the father that had money that turned his son into a wreck.
like Trump said,
Oh, his son is now the president of the United States.
Yeah.
like Trump said, I'm going to make you so much. I'm going to give you so much money in refunds. You're not going to know what to do with it. Well, we're still waiting for it. We haven't gotten any.
Yeah. Where's our $2,000?
I'm still
Don't
waiting
hold your breath.
And by the way, Trump,
Yeah.
because he has never had to work for a living, really. He's never had to be part of the average public out there trying to buy groceries at a grocery store or anything else. Thinks that $2,000 to each and every American is going to
That's a lot of money.
is going to get them a long way. When I got news for you, in this day and age,
That's how out of touch he is with reality.
yeah.
Well, that type of money will pay for your rent for 4 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not
He
my
doesn't,
rent.
he doesn't understand that. You can't buy us for $2,000.
Right.
Alex,
Yeah.
but I got something from one of the Bush presidents, and it was not 2,000. I think it was only like, well, I don't remember. Does anyone remember? Was it like $300?
Like 400, I think.
Yeah, something really low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that every now and then. That's not going to take care of the problem.
Stimulus. Didn't they call it stimulus or
Well,
something?
Yeah,
no,
so you vote
take
for
that
them.
money and put it into lowering the prices of Medicare, to where you don't have to pay as much for Medicare, or that,
Well, your supplemental, you shouldn't even have to pay for
or
supplemental.
not have to pay for the supplemental or whatever. If you're going to take that $2,000 for everybody, put it somewhere where it'll do them some good, and not just
Invest it.
hand it to them.
Invest it so we get interest. or
Hey, I'm getting
something.
$2,000 from Trump. I'm buying cocaine.
My mother would have jumped up and down if she got $2,000.
I just wanted to say I'm upstairs at Tony's house right now.
No,
I missed
okay.
my mother. I saved the wallpaper. I ripped some of it off, right? I got it downstairs in the closet. My brother's like, "You're crazy."
He's gonna frame it and send it to you, right?
That wallpaper was confusing when you said that, Alex. I didn't forget that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't match.
But I mean, this whole idea of
Yeah.
we got money from the tariffs, we're going
Yeah.
to send everybody $2,000. Well, I got news for you. That's nothing. Even to the poorest people in America, that's nothing.
I think
I
he
don't
knows
know.
it's because his ratings are in the tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody really
popularity
cares that they're going to get. And plus, he says he's going to give us 2,000. We've yet to see it.
I'm waiting for it, Alex. I'm still waiting.
Congress has gotta
It's
approve
still
it.
coming.
What? Congress has to approve.
Congress has to.
Do you know what
approve
else
it.
Congress has to approve? Any changes in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
And he
He
didn't
fired the architect today because he wants to make it bigger.
Really?
Epstein
Yes.
Memorial
Yes, a new-
Banquet Hall.
How
A new
goddamn
architect.
big is
Shit
this
up
thing
the-
going to be? Oh my God.
Well,
you're
how
kidding
big is
me.
the property?
Yeah.
He wants to leave his name on
The
it.
Jeffrey Epstein Ballroom.
Well, did you see what he did? There was something, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a department of something or another. Or
Oh yeah,
what, do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah. The peace thing. Something with the. God, I forget what it's called. But yeah, they put his name on the top of the
Yeah,
the Donald
and they
J.
changed
Trump.
the name of the part of the government to the Donald Trump blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Peace Prize, that bogus thing they gave him, soccer thing.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And on the
You
White
see how
House,
excited he was, Lynn? It's a bogus. It's a nothing. It's a
It's
soccer
a nothing, but they made it up.
And you know
Yeah,
something? I
it's-
bet we see him wearing the medal.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet we see him
Seriously?
wearing the medal.
I told
He's a
my wife
sucker, really.
if I had made the medal in micro print along it, I would have said I'm a douchebag or something on there. So
The annual douchebag award. Yeah. What were you going to say, Charlene?
No, I was just thinking, I heard that he wants to make like a Arc de Triomphe in
oh yeah,
DC
Oh, yeah.
too or something, right? Like the Trump
Totally.
Arch or something.
The Trump Arch. Yeah. I mean,
Trump.
all he does is spend time naming stuff after himself. What the money? Some money he was going to give out to some people were going to be Trump scholarships or something like
Oh,
that.
something. If you have a baby, my brother was telling me, you get $1,000 for a Trump account. It always
It's
has
a
to
Trump
happen.
account. Trump
Yeah,
account.
I thought my brother was
Yearly-
joking to me about it.
Oh, is that because they want white Catholic
Black
babies?
kids.
Christian? Yeah.
yeah.
he really wants to be on Mount Rushmore too.
Oh yeah. Well, if you buy a pass this year for the national parks, it's got his friggin' face on it.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to be on Rushmore. Right, right.
But aren't they going to, instead of putting his face, they're going to put his butt on Mount Rushmore?
It wouldn't fit.
Well, Mount Rushmore.
It looks bad.
Did you know there was supposed to be a woman on Mount Rushmore?
No.
Really?
Yeah, and
Really?
they
Eleanor Roosevelt.
no, it was supposed to be
Is it Amelia Earhart?
no, not
Oh.
Amelia Earhart.
I don't know why I thought of her, Alex.
Come on, she just flew airplanes, okay?
She was pretty big.
No, it was who was the person who did women's suffrage?
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony. She originally was supposed to be up there, but some people protested, and so they said it should all be people who were like presidents. Was the decision?
See, I heard that she was going to be on there, but they couldn't find, and this is not a joke, they couldn't find dark enough stone, so she would have a little bit of tone to her face.
What does that mean, Alan?
Why?
What is that?
Susan B. Anthony, wasn't she a black woman?
No.
No, I don't think so. I was thinking of Harriet Tubman or something, or
You're thinking of Harriet
Rosa
Tubman.
Parks.
Rosa Parks, right?
Rosa
Yeah.
Parks, that's it.
Yeah, but no. Susan B. Anthony was white.
Oh,
He was wired.
Well,
And,
they were
then
going to put Harriet Tubman.
I got my story crossed, I guess. Okay.
For about
gonna
the
put
10th
Harriet
time
Tubman
this
on the
show.
That's why you got me here, Alex, to keep you straight.
You have to take the
Normal.
preference.
Yeah.
Keep the memory going.
Yeah. Look, for a moment there, Josh was doing his impression of Trump.
Sleep.
Oh, falling asleep, right?
Yeah.
That's usually me.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better, does it, Josh?
No, not really. No, I was all right. I'm just checking out.
No,
something.
I'm saying it doesn't get any better or any worse, any better where the government is concerned. I mean, it's just terrible what's going on.
I heard that Trump is already thinking about buying Denmark.
Denmark?
Greenland.
Greenland.
They have that island.
Greenland.
Yeah,
Oh,
Greenland.
they do own them. Well, they don't own Denmark.
They own it. Denmark owns it.
Denmark owns
Does Denmark
Greenland.
actually own it? I never was
Yeah.
able.
Well, it's part of Denmark. It's like one of their territories or something.
Oh, okay.
Now he's buying countries.
Well, he stopped talking about that, though.
Yeah.
Well, just
What would
the
he
other
call
day,
it?
they-
Trump? And change the name.
Trumpland.
I got a question for you. When
Yeah.
was the last time in the last 2 weeks you've heard the word Epstein? What happened? Well, when are they coming
Oh,
out?
now it's MRI.
Oh no,
We want
Epstein.
MRI.
Epstein. I heard it just today. Yeah, yeah.
I haven't heard a word like that.
Well, they came out with pictures of Epstein Island.
I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see that.
So that was the big
But
Epstein news.
Are they coming out with the papers within? They have 4 weeks to
They
do it.
suppose they got to come.
The deadline.
Yeah, but you know they're going to claim that there's some reason why they can't release all
Yeah,
of them.
there's going to
They're
be
never
litigation.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, like that. There's, you know, that I think they don't want certain people's names to come out. What, like
Yeah, you
Trump?
His
Yeah.
name's all over it.
Yeah.
She already said that a year ago when
Right.
she let the cat out of the bag, Bundy.
Yeah. But we don't know how much though. We don't know how much.
Yeah, she said it was all over the place.
Well, look, let's say for grins that all he did was know Epstein. All right? And that Epstein, who liked to have famous people around him, you know, was friends with him. And that was the most of it. Okay? Because I don't believe that, for instance, do you think that Bill Clinton, when he was on Epstein's Island, screwed anybody?
I have no idea.
Okay, silence from our audience.
We know what a perv he is.
I
like
mean,
what
I
he
already
did in the
know
Oval
that he
Office.
wanted to screw what's her name and then get
Monica
jobs.
Lewinsky.
Monica, but that was a different
And it seems
story.
he's linked to Trump. Are they getting it on together, you think?
What?
Trump and Clinton or no?
Trump and who?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Trump.
blowing
about
Bubba.
Blowing Bubba.
Yeah. Trump blew Bubba.
Yeah, but Epstein's brother said it wasn't Clinton.
No, he didn't mean. But he didn't mean Clinton.
No.
Yeah.
Some girl named Bubba.
But that he did blow somebody. But I'd like to know who.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I heard something that he shared a girlfriend with Epstein or something. Like,
Oh,
I
God.
forget what it was.
I'm going to vomit.
He gave her up to Epstein or something, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know which one, but, you know.
Like Eyes Wide Shut. Remember that movie?
Well, you know
no,
what it
no.
is? It's very strange. I got to tell you something. When somebody like Epstein, who obviously I'm sure he was a douche. Okay, I have no question about that.
He looks like one, yeah.
And what he was involving himself in with younger women and so on is unpardonable. But nevertheless, since the guy is dead, they say anything they want to about him.
Sure.
They attribute all kinds of things to him, where if he were still alive, a lot of that stuff wouldn't be, you know, they wouldn't be making a big deal out of it. You know, and because I was watching a documentary on, who was it? Oh, yeah, on, was it on Epstein? Yeah. And I kept saying as I was watching it, yeah, but the guy's dead. He's not here to defend himself, so you can attribute anything you want to him.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody else in that kind of situation, too, where I went, they're not, oh, I know. I watched a documentary on the Moonlight Bunny Ranch called The Secrets of the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. So I watched it because, of course, you know, the owner of it, Dennis Hoff, was my friend. And I'm watching this thing, and they're saying he did this, and he raped this woman, and he molested this woman, and he did this to this woman and that woman. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know if that's true or not. I certainly didn't see anything like that going on, but, you know, it well may be true, but he's dead. And he's not going to sue you for saying it. And so they will start attributing something to somebody who's dead. They would never think of attributing to him if he was alive. So we have a tendency to do that. So what's anything bugging you at all, Josh? I mean, that we should know about?
Bugging me? No, not really. I've been pretty busy with my stuff, but you know,
You
keep
stay
up.
away from the news, don't you?
I really have, yeah, because I don't, you know, just yeah, I just have. I mean, it's not going to change, so Democrats are going to keep doing Democrat stuff, and
That's
you
right.
know, they haven't really started to do anything that impresses me yet. So you know, and the Trump thing is, you know, is what it is. I don't understand how they're not harder on him about, you know, certain things. He just gets away with it. So
Well, I mean, I love how in this whole thing with the you know, with the boats being bombed and everything, nobody's holding him to account. But isn't he the boss? Doesn't the buck stop there?
yeah, I mean it does, but I mean,
I
you
mean,
know, nothing's gonna be. That's what I'm.
I mean,
I
but
don't care about that stuff because nothing is gonna become of that.
but couldn't the
So
Hague charge him with war crimes?
I don't think
He
so. I
didn't
mean,
watch it
I
exactly.
don't think that they, you know, for say like they couldn't charge. I mean, if the people underneath didn't follow the law and he didn't give an order to expressly violate it, I mean, if his order was to, you know, take out a boat or whatever, and then they did it in a way that didn't fit within the law, I mean, that really isn't on him personally. You know, if he wasn't sitting there at the time in command, I mean, it would be it's up to whoever was in command at the time, you know, of the operation.
Well, if we found out that he told them to
involved.
bomb those boats, I mean, wouldn't he be
Right, but
responsible?
the bombing of the boat is not necessarily, you know, the alleged illegal activity. It was, you know, apparently the follow-up strike.
Well, I think the whole thing is wrong because there's no proof that any of those boats had cocaine on them. Nothing.
Right.
Well, I mean, that I don't think that the whole thing is wrong. I mean, there are plenty of people that, you know, would see that differently. I mean, very few people have said, you know, that they believe they're illegal. I mean, the U.S. military, you know, and the president here, you know, they have pretty wide leeway to decide what they believe is, you know, a clear and present danger to the United States. So,
Do you think this is a clear and
declared to be
present? Do you think this is a clear and present danger to the United States?
It's not what I would do. No, I
No,
don't.
I mean I don't consider it a
But that's-
clear and
but I'm
present
saying
danger.
those-
But we also don't know what's on those boats. I mean, they're just shooting boats, and I'm even beginning to question whether some of those boats now aren't just put out there by the United States so it looks like it, because if you're living in that part of the world, are you going to take your boat out with cocaine in it? You know, I mean, at this point, that's sheer suicide.
I mean, what they're doing is all like a show. I mean, they're not making any difference in any sort of, you know, cutting down on the number of drugs coming into the. I mean, you know, if they bombed, you know, 30 of those boats, I mean, that wouldn't.
None of
That
them have
wouldn't
enough
just-
range to get here.
None of them have enough range to get here.
Wouldn't cut down, but I mean, you know, even if they did, I'm just saying that wouldn't cut down 1% on the amount of drugs that probably get sold in Los Angeles every day. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
Yes,
know, so it's not anything but like a show.
Yeah.
You know, now I mean, be that as it may,
But people
you
are
know,
dying because of this show.
Sure.
one of the people who was on the boat, one of the women whose husband was on one of the boats, said he wasn't a drug dealer at all. He was a fisherman.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would
I don't buy that.
take that for whatever it's worth. I mean, they probably are boats with drugs, but I mean, um, but that even if they are, like I said, bombing them is not really the way that I would take care of it. I don't
Yeah,
think
why don't you
it's
spend your money in this
productive.
kind of country, stopping the need for them altogether, where people don't have the desire to buy them, or if they do, you don't treat them like criminals. There are a lot of ways of solving this problem besides blowing boats out of the water.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not what I would do. I mean, that's not gonna. To me, it will make no effort, in the actual problem whatsoever. I mean, it's just being done so they can, you know, I mean,
It's a
honestly,
false
but
flag.
I think they still are within their legal rights because they have interpreted it as a threat.
Don't they have
and
to?
all of
Don't they
those
have to
things.
ask Congress first before they do it?
They would have to ask Congress for a declaration of war, but this is the president, under certain federal laws, War Powers Act, again, certain statutes that allow the president to act without Congress's authority because of the clear and present danger and those kinds of things, has the authority to conduct limited operations,
Well, this is hardly a
without
limited
congressional
operation at this
approval.
time. At this point, Charlene, you had something you wanted to say.
All right. First, I'm not trying to be funny, but isn't that a movie, Clear and Present Danger?
Yeah, Harrison.
Is it, who's in it? Tom Cruise or something? Or Harrison
No.
Ford?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
great
anyway,
movie.
what I was going to say, Alex, I agree with you. How do we know there's any drugs on that boat? And I think Trump, is like some ass that's just trying to say, we can blow these people out of the water. We can murder people and kill them and all that and, break the laws because this is drugs and we have a war on drugs. That's what I think. It could be
Yes,
something like that.
Alan.
Okay, so I'll answer your question, Charlene. So they
About the
do.
movie or? Oh.
They do. Look at Somalia. You can see videos on the pirates trying to take over ships.
Oh, you're going to say there are drugs, you're saying, right? On the boat. Okay.
Probably, but they do low flybys. They don't see fishing equipment. They see extra gas cans for their outboard engines. They see big packages. What does that mean to you? Does it mean fishermen or does it mean drug
They
dealers?
haven't shown us pictures that close up to notice whether there are any drugs there.
They don't have to.
I was going to get silly, Alan. Like big package. You know what I mean? Get it? Yeah. Big package. Sorry.
I'd ask you to turn your microphone down a little bit, Charlene, but I don't think you know how to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was funny like Alan. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hey.
I wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I haven't seen the pictures either, the evidence that they're drugs, but and I wouldn't blow them out of the water. I'd take them. I'd go out, get the Coast Guard out there.
Yeah.
They're in international waters, and
Okay. Yeah, that's better than
have
blowing
the
up the
Coast
boat.
Guard. Have the Coast Guard with a ship that could stop them, but have the Coast Guard go
Well, the
and
Coast
arrest
Guard,
them.
Coast Guard wouldn't do it, but the Navy would.
The Navy,
Yeah.
whoever,
Yeah.
somebody like that.
Check out the boat. Yeah.
Check out the boat. Check out the people on board.
Yeah.
Check out what's on the boat.
Yeah. Oh, there's our theme. Oh, it's playing. Hey, listen, it's great having you all here this evening. I wish you were all here last night, but we were you were there last night, right, Alan? And you were here. No, you
No, I
weren't?
fell asleep. Missed both
Oh,
shows.
you fell asleep. Oh, okay. And
Sorry.
Jeff, thank you last night for being there too. First of all, let me thank Ray for having joined us. You're going to have some medical stuff done or something, or?
I have to have some special injections done in my back at the surgery center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've had those, but I know you're going, Alex.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Len. Appreciate you being with us tonight. I know it's getting late for you, isn't it? Maybe not. You're in California, I forgot.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. Big deal. Josh, thank you for joining us this evening and putting in your 2 cents worth. And Charlie, although I think you should be charging more for it. Charlie Wallace, thank you so much for being with us. Alan, enjoy your presence. As with Jeff Stein and Tony, nice to see you here this evening. And Charlene, second time this week, I think, right? Yeah, something like that. Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. There they go. That's our citizen panel. Up next is Amy Manuel. She'll be here with The Intersection. And if you want to call her, you can call her on Zoom by going over to gabnet.net. Third column, all the way down at the bottom, are a bunch of names. Hers is there. Click on it, and it'll take you to her Zoom address. Meanwhile, I will see you again on Monday with the pop-up show, and then again next Wednesday, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, you know what to do. Tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.